Beyond the Veil. I'm Adina. I am you guys' medium and resident woo lady here on YouTube, here at Beyond the Veil. I'm happy to meet you. If this is your first time here, if this is not, I'm happy to see you this Sunday. Please, as you enter into my temples, let me know how you're doing this Sunday, this day of the sun. I'd really like to know. Hey, JD Honey Bunny. How are you this Sunday? Happy Sunday, Kevin. How are you? Hey, Sissy. How are you, gorgeous? Hey again, April. Hey, Jess. Hey, everybody. You know what? I'm doing pretty good this Sunday, Sissy. Kevin, you just chilling, smoking your weed? You hear this? That's mine. I'm going to join you after this. I'm going to join you. After this, I'm going to eat and I'm going to join you. Hey, Empress. Everything is well. How are things with you? You hung over, JD. Yes. So you had a good time last night? I see everybody's doing well. Everybody's either hungover, high, or in good spirits. And I'm here for it. Hello, Abasi. I told you I can't pronounce your first name. But hello, honey. I'm good. How are you? You at work? Okay, Jess. Thank you for checking in. We love you. Have a good day. All right. So I'm glad to see that everybody is good and in better spirits than the last time I saw y'all, or some of y'all. Enjoy, sissy. It's a Sunday. Everybody's getting lit today. I love that for everybody. Love, love, love that for you guys. Hey, Echo. Ego. So, I was supposed to come on Friday. I did not. I instead took a good cleansing bath. I washed my hair. I deep conditioned it because I was a little disturbed by what I felt like was the energy last week. Because it was so many controversial and polarizing things going on, I had to check out and step back. I couldn't even plug in for you guys because I needed to take a step back. The energy was overwhelming. Hey, Miss Thompson, with your nasty self. I ain't gonna never be able to look at you the same, Miss Thompson. I'm gonna be blushing and gushing. When I'm plugged in, I usually plug myself in so that I can get content for you guys because in order to keep my channel engaging, I compromise on a lot of my content. What I came on this platform to do and to deliver, I did compromise or divert a little bit, not so much, but I just allowed myself to also engage other things that I thought my audience would appreciate once I start building an audience. My day ones were here for my cold case readings, my dead people readings. And most of you guys still are. But I've never fancied myself as I'm not a blogger nor a celebrity blogger or anything like that, even though I read celebrities because you guys like it. That's why I do it. The minute I start reading celebrities, the minute my platform grew. And that's just on the real. And so that's what you guys like. I do it as marketing because they're easy read. It's advertising. I read them. You guys see it come to fruition. And then you guys call me for personal consultations and services. And that's how it works. This is like my commercial or my live telethon here. Um, but that's why I do this. She's Miss Thompson, are you pregnant? I was wrong, and I love that for you. Congratulations. I love being wrong about that, but I do want a baby busted. So long as we got one, that's all that matters. Congratulations. All that humping and dumping y'all been doing, congratulations. We done, we done got this little baby busted here. I'll happily be wrong about that because I absolutely told you I didn't see you being pregnant. But I'm glad I was wrong. I guess it's only the women in my family whose coochies I'm able to read. Because I don't even use the cards. I just be like, congratulations. Yes. Please invite us to the baby busted shower. I kind of felt like I was wrong with that Page of Wands in reverse. And I actually got it. I got that last night for something personal. And so now I'm going to relook it. I'm going to rethink it. Sebastian, thank you. I love checking my comments and seeing a compliment, especially how womanly I've been feeling these days. How my hormones have been percolating. Thank you for the compliment. I'm going to savor it and salivate on it for a while because it's the most action I'm getting around here. Hey, Will. Hi, honey bunny. How are you this Sunday? Miss Thompson, it wasn't just you and that reading you and your man and all that nasty stuff that y'all be doing, that good nasty stuff. I ain't surprised you pregnant because from what I seen, now I know that part wasn't wrong. I know that part went wrong because of the way it made me feel. I ain't pregnant, girl. I got to have sex for that. No, but the hormones want. I'm feeling good and fertile right now. My hormones is saying, paint me. They saying, ain't you a woman? Did you forget you a woman? Running around here keeping your legs locked and closed and tight at the knees like this. Did you forget you a woman? That's what my hormones is saying. Bitch, please. I don't know what you got going on up in here, but we don't agree. And I'm coming up on a birthday. I'm coming upon 38. And my cousins that's 50 told me the older we get in this family, us women, the worse we get. Sex drive just inches, it just keep on going up and up. And I was like, well, for me, that's going to be a problem. The only way up from here for me is, what do they call it? Nymphomaniac. That's the only way up here for me. So I don't need them problems, child. No, Miss Thompson, I'm going to babysit the baby. TT Dina going to babysit. Sissy says she too young and outside. She too young and turned. TT Dina going to babysit. Okay? Because the auntie, if the auntie is the baby, if the auntie that be on the live says she gonna watch the baby, then the auntie is the baby. Jocelyn math. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. Jocelyn does, and which one of y'all gonna run up on her? Exactly. All right, so as I was saying, I was a little disheartened last week, and it wasn't just on the busted babies snatching each other's wigs in here. It was just because of the stand energy that I was overcome with. Besides that, like there were people messaging me, there were comments, everybody was very opinionated about that, and it was polarizing. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my gosh, I like to do the readings and step away. So I just be like, this is a lot. The fans, you guys are a lot, to be honest. Last week, the fans were outside. Everybody's fans were outside, and they were, standing their ground. And here at Beyond the Veil, because I have accumulated a lot of people's fans, because I do read on celebrities, then I like to entertain you guys to keep it cute. But that was overwhelming for me because I was like, wait. Okay, I'm actually a psychic medium. Yep, I'm just a friendly psychic. I just be reading stuff that I think y'all would like. I ain't mean to cause no problems. I ain't mean to start no war. I ain't mean to do all that. So that's why I took Friday. I did a cleansing bath. I washed my hair. I conditioned my hair. I reflected upon myself because this is my platform. And I feel like whatever goes on here is a reflection of me and my energy. So I feel like if I entertain an energy too much, then I'm going to attract a certain energy. And I already mentioned taking a hiatus from reading celebrities because I said they had too much shit going on. But then I was like, okay, I took a couple days off. People are probably going to start getting bored with me if I don't. I know y'all come in peace. I'm just explaining um, how I get to where I am today and what I'm going to read on today. No hard feelings to anybody, none. Um, so the way I handle it is I'm like, okay, I like peace here. I like the community that I built. I like that we get along and things like that. For me, I thank my spirits all the time because the community that I've built is the reward that I take away from my presence here on YouTube. It just so happened that I gained enough subscriber for YouTube to monetize me and make me a partner. But what matters the most to me is the community. It's you, 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 you. The way when somebody comes in and they have something to celebrate, we celebrate together. The way somebody comes in and they have an issue, and I might say, put some hearts in the chat for them, y'all do it. That shit touches me. I ain't finna cry, but that shit touches me. And it makes me feel like spirit. What I'm doing here on YouTube is completely different. I never wanted to get on here and become a YouTuber or an influencer or a blogger or anything like that. I wanted to live out a purpose that I felt like was in me. And YouTube is a medium like I am. So it just allows me to do what I do and reach more people. And I woke up one day, figuratively, and there were a couple thousand of you guys here. And every day, I'm still overwhelmed. Every single day, I'm taken aback. None of this is still real to me because I'm not like a popular social media person. Even on these platforms, I just don't see myself that way. Even if y'all do, I don't see myself that way. So I'm always just here for the love and the vibes and the opportunity to build something that I feel like the world needs. And if not the world, then just this space. And that's genuine, authentic community in this world of artificial intelligence and artificial reality, artificial truths and artificial feelings, superficiality, and all kinds of other words that I could use to describe. I feel like the world needs a reminder of something real. Just as real as going outside and playing with your cousins and coming in smelling like rusty pennies. Just as real as falling asleep in your grandmama house in the summertime and it's hot and her furniture is creating patterns in your cheek, but you got the best sleep of your life, and that wall AC unit is dripping water on you, but it's okay because it's cold and the stores is on, but it's a comfort zone. Just as real as that. Just as real as Sunday dinners. Just as real as making mud pies. Yes, something as real as that. Because in this world, we don't have that realness anymore. That's what I wanted the most from, or not wanted, but well, I don't know why they didn't believe in AC units, but that's what I love the most about this platform on YouTube. Because how did I get here from just sharing my little spidey senses with everybody? So I was thinking and thinking and thinking about what I was going to talk about on my public live today, and I was doing one of my members' lives, and I was asking them to help me come up with a topic. And I was like, let me ask the spirits. And as I was shuffling the oracles, one flew out, and it was surrender to the divine. Here we go. Now, listen, y'all on mud pies, but I was making collard greens. I get me a little bucket, get some water, dig up some grass and weeds, put them on in that water in my bucket, get some dirt that I was calling seasoning, different kinds of dirt. You got the dark dirt from out the yard, and then you got the dirt from off the road, and then you got, some gravel from off the street. Then was the seasonings, and then get a stick and then mix it up, then go in the house and get some real hot sauce while your mama ain't looking. Cook it up, put it next to the mud pies and everything else I made. Listen, I always knew how to cook. The mud pies was cute, but I still ain't no baker to this day. But I'm gonna cook. So I was making collard greens. Collard greens. My mud pies was pork chops because I would put them on the sidewalk in the sun, and you know, if they didn't hold a solid shape, then they would be pork chops. But then I would make some imperfect circles for cookies, and then the pie. So yeah, listen, I was so serious, so serious about that thing. But y'all get the drift. So surrender to the divine flipped out, and that was important because my first mind was to read us, humanity, outside of the elites, outside of the celebrities, us general public. Because there was a lot going on in the celebrity world. And I disengaged for a while, but then stuck my toe back in. As soon as I did, it overwhelmed me. And I am going to disengage a little bit more while it's so much going on. There are plenty of readers out here. You guys can keep up with the current stuff with them, but I cannot. Because it overwhelms me. It's not even you. It's me. It's too much. Because when everybody gets, and it's not just you guys, it's like people in the comments, people I've never seen before, stuff like that. Everybody feels so strongly about their position. And it's just like, that's great. But when I do a reading, I let you guys know I'm going to read it from this person's perspective. So I don't want it to come off biased. I'm just only reading from their perspective. I can read from the other person's too, nevertheless. I wanted to get a message from the divine for us, because when there's a lot going on in the celebrity world or with the powers that be, and the celebrities are their paid actors and their puppets, then that is a time for us to be active. That is a time for us to be active. When the powers that be are losing their power structures by fighting each other, that's our opportunity to do something, to be active, to be in a different place than them. And so I wanted to get a message for us, if you guys care, because I see myself losing viewers, and that's fine. But this message is more important than anything else that I could have offered to read for you guys right now. And so, for those of you who care to hear a message from the divine, from an oracle, then to those who have ears, let them hear. We can read them until our faces are blue, but doesn't anybody want to know what the divine is saying to us? What's going on with us? How we are affected or being impacted, or what we're being called to do or not do in this moment? We're not curious, because I am. Hi, sunshine. Anytime I see you coming here, I just feel so I love seeing you coming here. Your profile pictures are so bright and sunny, and so the only thing I can do when you walk in is smile. I like the psychology behind your name and the pictures that you use, because you are sending a message to smile, to see the sun, and I do. I feel the warmth. I feel the love. Whether you love me or not, your energy is kind of manipulative if you don't, because it tells me you do. Most High, Mother and Father God, I come before you humbly, and I come before these people, your children. Please allow me to reach the voices, or reach the hearts and the minds that you have called, that you are calling, and let none be missed. Let not it be my voice that they hear, but yours. Let every ear attuned to wisdom find it. Let every heart looking for hope receive it. Welcome, Patricia. Catch up on all the things, and I'll see you next Sunday. Hi, Skyly. Hi, Honey Bunny. All right. Most High, I ask you for a message for your people, the ones who assemble here today, the ones who are listening to the sound of my voice. Look down upon us in this day and in this time, that has been appointed, in the hour of which we don't know, but you do. Give us a message for our highest goods. Only those who have a highest good to achieve. Nothing will come of this situation void of course. Moon, the divine says, stop your crying. I hear it. I hear it in my mind. Oh, what did I say on the bottom? It's time to take action. What did I say? when the celebrity world, who are just puppets, and the powers that be are falling like London bridges, having a civil war amongst each other, it's usually time for us to be active. What's on the bottom? It's time to take action. For those who have an ear, let him hear when the oracle speaks. Because I don't come to you as Adina, the celebrity reader, today. I come to you as an oracle today. Nothing will come of this situation, no matter how much you pray. No matter how much you pray and petition, what is to be will be and is already being. That's why it's so easy these days for people to believe that a God does not exist. Because everybody's crying and praying for karma and justice on certain powers that be when we see the world falling around us. But don't forget that these times were appointed, they were foretold. And it's not the divine's fault if you're not aware that you shouldn't be praying for change, or that you should not be praying for change within something that is ordained to fall. So because the divine has set its judgment against those who have enslaved and oppressed humanity, then nothing that you pray about as far as a solution, like one person being removed from an office so that another one of his kind can come in, one system being upheld that needs to fall because of its comforts, it's all a part of the beast system, even if we've come to be comfortable in it. That is why we pray, we chant, we protest, we march. We marvel and wonder, where is karma? It's here, and it's being visited upon the people who it should be. So you're not being punished right now. You can join in on the punishment of others, but the purpose isn't to punish you right now. Oh, ye of little faith? To see the world as you know it crumbling around you, knowing that it would happen one day, and still beg for it to stay. Oh, ye of little faith. Your dreams need a practical plan in reverse. This message is about while everybody is watching, the elites, the world rulers, billionaires, business owners, you know, the whole matrix itself is under some sort of judgment. We see it all being touched in its own way. And what most people seem to be concerned about is their material comforts being taken away. We see a lot of that going on, and me personally, I get it. We're humans. However, because I'm well versed in ancient prophecy, esotericism, and the like, then I don't fear the way everybody else does. And that's not a flex. This is a heads up that there is a salvation for you, but not the one that you're praying for. Nothing will come of the solutions that you guys are thinking of other than to release the dream or the idea of the American or whatever dream that you have, because it's a dream, it's an illusion. I give this analogy. Harriet Tubman, She was a slave. She escaped. Then she went back to free slaves and then take them on a route to freedom to the north. There were times when Harriet Tubman would go back to some plantations and she would encounter a struggle or a combat with fellow slaves that she was attempting to free. Some of them were so worried and fearful of the route to freedom, of the horror stories that they heard about what's out there and the unknown, that was worse, that fear itself was worse than what they were experiencing in a plantation because, yeah, it might have been brutal, but they had a place to sleep. They had food that they were allowed to take from the crops and things like that. They had a meal. On Sundays, Massa let them have pie from in the house. And when he wasn't drunk or when he had company, he was very kind. So, despite them being slaves and despite them being owned and brutalized at will, they were comfortable. How many slaves, when emancipation came around and their master said, "You can go on now. They said you're free. You can go on now." How many slaves, because as a black person, I'm aware that there were some who said, "Where are we going to go? What we going to do? I'm staying right here. Can I work for you?" Because that's how sharecropping came around. So those slaves just became sharecroppers, not valued for their work now. They're still seen as slaves, but now we just give them a little something more than we would have before we had to. And it still doesn't mean that you're free. It still doesn't mean that you are being treated the way you should as a human being, but it's good enough. Same thing happening today. For some, a time for healing. Mind you, I said these things were foretold for a time and a times, and that time is now. The earth and mankind has been oppressed and brutalized. It is a time for healing, and I might wager restoration. That is what we should be focused on. Not even getting upset when they threaten to take away one system or the next system. The time to take action now, because we are in prophesied days currently. So the days of grace, due to ignorance, because we didn't have certain information, you can't do that in the age of technology, in the age of us all being interconnected and having access to information that we didn't have before. How can you apply grace to that when everything is available to you? And so instead of worrying about the things that we see going on and the things that we see being taken away, go seek out the information that's now readily available to you that will tell you what to do, how to move in these days. And unfortunately, if this is new for you, then it won't be easy because it's a lifestyle change. But these are the days when people are dying out of fear. COVID happened and so many people passed away. I saw fear creep over the earth like a dark shadow because of what we were being told. The big bad COVID devil was outside. I can't imagine what that did to immune systems that already weren't being exposed to natural elements. All we're doing is sitting in the house being afraid, getting sick, being afraid, being in the house, and getting information from devices. We were being programmed and reprogrammed that whole entire time. Now it's like after COVID, it's like a post apocalypse. People can't even fathom how life used to be before that. Didn't we speak about days? Didn't we hear about days like this? So imagine desiring for the system to stay put as it is when we know to expect a beast system that isn't good for us. And most of us know that we live in it. But because we understand that we're so tied up in it, it's a part of our daily lives. What is the alternative? That's how the wheat and the tares are separated today. There's so many more important things to be concerned about if we just disconnect from being plugged in. We're all plugged in all the time. We're all plugged in. And when we're asleep, that's the only time we're on our charger. Other than that, we're plugged in to some device somewhere in our lives. It's like we've already taken the mark in our mind and in our actions. But what do I know? Questions before I continue? Spirit, what is on the horizon next for your children and the children of men? Since there seems to be battles between the two since the beginning of their inception, what is on the horizon for us earthlings? What would you like for me to see and convey to my audience for our highest good, for us earthlings, us citizens of the earth and all that inhabit it? What is on the horizon that you would have me convey to those who have ears to hear? We are currently um, prove us you're for real. What's your real name, my dear? Speaking of him asking for proof, I was actually just going to say that you guys are getting a little piece of a very, very, very old, ancient message that you guys would probably consider a prophecy, a revelation, but you've never heard a certain version of it. Now, if you're in my members live and you've been participating in our Reclaiming the Prophecy series, you know where I'm going with this, but I'm not going to go all the way there on my public platform because I keep my gems where they're supposed to go. We are living in times that you guys or mankind has been looking for, unfortunately. The signs and wonders that you were looking for to happen so that you would know those times were upon you. You were mistold what those signs and those wonders were, so you did not know how they crept upon you like a thief in the night. Even the scripture says that even the elect would be deceived, not might, not could, but would. Today, we are the fulfillment of that. The elect being deceived, still waiting on certain events and signs to happen because you guys were giving misrepresentations of those prophecies, so you were looking for the wrong stuff. And that was intentional. You being misled, that was intentional. So that when these prophecies were upon you happening in real time, you'd have no idea. You'd have no idea. Still looking up, waiting for that one sign, for something that may have happened ages ago or started to happen. Late to the party is what my spirits say. Oh dear. Oh, pooh. Challenges, we didn't stand a chance. Everybody thought that you would see a man riding on a white horse, cracking the sky, coming to save you. That's what they told you to look for in the end days. That's what they told you would happen when salvation came in the end days, that you would see Jesus riding in the clouds on a white horse. The challenge is that still has not happened. And it's been supposed to be happening for thousands of years. Maybe, just maybe, the people who told you this prophecy or this allegory, this parable, maybe they didn't tell you the truth about it. Maybe that stuff was kept hidden for secret societies and those who they deem worthy for secret knowledge. Maybe. Maybe that's why you guys are expecting something to happen when nothing will come of this situation. This is an oracle. The ancient oracles, the ones who gave the prophecies and revelations, the ones hijacked from John and whomever else is attributed to those. Before these men even became spiritually aware in that way, to be able to conceive of a prophecy, there were oracles that existed that gave these. Revelations is way older than any New Testament, any new teaching. They gave a vision. They even foretold the people who would come and hijack their visions, their spiritual, political, and economic authority. They even told us that. Told us everything. But then, when that prophecy was fulfilled, when the people came in that stole their prophecies and then gave the world a different version of old knowledge, well, they're the ones, the Three of Wands, who are responsible for the other half of this faulty Six of Wands. 3 and 3 is 6. That means Three of Wands, a vision was given, but then the other three a vision was rewritten. Two people, one vision. What if the version that you believe today is the wrong version? It's a question for you to ponder on. What you all should know is that this administration will do what they are supposed to do, what they are appointed to do, and more so, what they have the authority and your consent to do. You cannot pray your way out of a contract you sign. Even the divine heavenly courts will uphold your free will. Sure, you didn't vote for the Trump administration, but what if you get another administration that you do think is better and it ends up the same way? Rinse, wash, and repeat. It's been a theater show since the inception of this government, because every politician does what they're supposed to do, but they all uphold the system. They all uphold the beast system, the matrix. None of them ever tear it down and truly benefit the people. They all just put on a good show for you so that you continue engaging and giving your consent. As long as you give your consent, then the system remains. The only way it falls fully is when you say, I do not agree with any of it. I actually think that I would make a better leader, for myself at least. I actually would like to lead myself. I like to be responsible for my own life, my own decisions, my own person, body, mind, and soul. But you don't do that when you say, okay, I don't like one, but I'll take the other. And I don't like that one, but I'll take the other. And I don't like that, but I believe this person can. And maybe they couldn't, but I believe this person will. And yeah, this shit doesn't work. Oh, but this person is speaking the right game. I believe they will. This person can do it for me. Oh, God, help us. Send us the right candidate. Oh, but I believe this person will. Oh, but this person, they're black, so they will. But what if the divine says that is not my intention for humanity? And actually, humanity has suffered under that type of system. So I am going to destroy it. But how? I'm going to I only work through humans and nature. So I'm going to appoint some people to do some things. And yeah, you can cry about it, but this person is working for me. Because I said that it needs to fall so that something can be rebuilt in its place. Now, if you are sitting around begging for the decay to come back to life, then you're not taking action and being assertive and powerful when the power shifts. Because we're not saying that everything will be destroyed. We're saying that it'll fall in order for something new, the New Jerusalem. The wise are already preparing themselves to be the next elite in the New Jerusalem. That's what the fuck I'm doing here. One of the things I'm doing here. Bridging the gap between spirituality and science. And being the ambassador of human ingenuity when they're trying to use AI to push us out. Because AI cannot predict the future, nor can they see into the past outside of what humans feed into it. I can do both. And so the system, especially vis-a-vis the American government, will do its big one. It'll continue restructuring this nation, and it will force other nations to adapt and restructure too. Even though it's all a concerted effort, because it's all ordained, it looks just like cause and effect, if I can make sense. Crowning us through the media, various forms of media, we are lullabied. We, even when we think we're getting truths, in the mixture of that truths is truths and lies. That's what's in the imagination of the Knight of Cups, an imagination. So there's things that are real, things that aren't real. Some things that are felt, they're so real because they're felt, but they're not fact. Some things are fact. We get a little bit of all of that through the media, and the media is being offered to humanity. It's being poured onto humanity, integrated, so to speak. But beyond integration, it's starting to lead humanity, technology. It's leading you. It's shaping your thoughts, your opinions, your likes, your dislikes, your emotions. We saw that here on my last live, which brought me to doing this. And that's because the days that we were looking for to accept a mark in our hand or our forehead was really us. And how we allow our mind and our actions to be influenced by technology. Forehead, hand. There's all kind of microchips in your cell phone, and we always got those up to our head. So sure, it's a mark in our hand and our forehead, if that's the literal way you want to see it. But I'm telling you, your consciousness is the first thing to be changed, and then your actions change per your consciousness. Not the other way around, usually. Only time that happens is when you start taking actions to change your consciousness. But even then, it's a conscious decision to change. So first, your mind, then you follow. Where have you been giving most of your attention? Where have you been focusing most of your sight throughout the day? A computer while you're at work, and then when you're off of your work, a computer or a phone or a tablet? What consumes most of your mental energy throughout the day? Where do you get the source of your information? Where do you learn things the most? How do you connect the most with others? All of those are human interactions and human concepts. Requires a consciousness to do all of those. But I guarantee you, most of you guys thought about some technology for every single one of those. And this is the Christ, the Savior, hanging on a tree that you guys were looking for, but in reverse, he got up. That's in the so below position, meaning your Savior came. Your Savior came already. This is going to be just one of those messages that people breeze by. But when I say your Savior came already, one of the most important things that I said to you guys all year, and if you have become a supporter of my platform because you swear by my readings and my gift, then don't stop now. This comes as no surprise to any of my members. We're on the boat. I'm talking to everybody outside of the ark at this point. More media, more social media. This is where humanity is right now. Humanity is sucked into a vacuum of social media. Social media, unsocial media. They've got a media for all of your needias. They got a media for all of your needias. Currently, they don't even look at you guys as humans like they used to. Sucked in. It's like everybody is walking around inside of a computer and doesn't even know it. But there is a voice that cries in the wilderness. She's a woman. Could be an air sign. Speaks from the heart. Says things that gets her in trouble. Has a sword of truth. And is currently reclaiming the prophecies. Hopes and fears, the hope of humanity are your material comforts. But imagine that all it is a page of pentacles, meaning everything that you hold near and dear to you, your 401k, your big bank account, all that is a page of pentacles, a small penny of what you really should have, just a penny. And everybody's hope and fear is keeping that penny. Instead of saying, no, we've only been getting pennies and we've been getting taxed on the penny that they give us. So let's let all of them fall. And I'm going to go ahead and get this degree in such and such and such. So when that person gets exposed, gets tried in court, and is no longer able to hold that position, I can take it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. The meek inheriting the earth. But the meek is too busy hoping and fearing their penny. Their little page of penny. Not preparing to inherit the earth. Oh, ye of little faith. The moon, the outcome. Everybody's watching this. You are hearing a secret, a parable. It will remain a secret if you don't get it. It is locked and hidden for many. And I don't have a big platform, but I'm telling you, this me. Who is this Queen of Swords? Is it a nation? Is it the US of A? I know what I'm doing here. That is why I chose to do this message and not any celebrity reading. I needed to shift the energy here. And I know that this isn't going to be the most entertaining, but this is a secret, a parable to those who have instincts. Let them seek. Who is this Queen of Swords in reverse? Oh, I'm losing people. As soon as I said that was me. As soon as I said this was me. Okay. Not my loss. As long as I do what I'm called to do, when I die, I won't have any concern. Or before I die, when I decided to seal up everything else that I know. Good luck. Who is that Queen of Swords? The Devil in reverse. Not somebody taking the book and prying back the seals in order to set the captives free from bondage by telling them something different. Fortunately, if you want the details, you got to join my members' lives and watch the Reclaiming the Prophecy series. Because y'all only get a little bit. Only a little bit right here. Because you got to show me how much you want your soul these days. Ain't no more grace. God is grace. God is good. Not me. Oh, somebody's setting the captives free. Taking the chains off people if they should have it. A message born from chaos. Infighting in the house. But a message from the divine, none the motherfucking less. And look who's delivering it. A star that fell to the earth, not in judgment, but to deliver a message. The moon is the outcome. Hi, Bina. Bina or Bina? I like Bina. Like the pillar next to Chokma. Why is the moon the outcome for humanity? I see lies. The moon is an illusion. The Seven of Swords is a lie and sneaky and thievery. Something's going on that isn't true. And humanity needs to know about it. Has to do something with your elected official. A magician in reverse. Trump, Gemini, master magician. He is not a president. I mean, that's what he is in his title, but no. No. And everybody involved knows what his purpose is. Everybody is lying. Both sides of your political parties are lying. They are not enemies of this man. They need you guys to continue to be invested in the charade. Because the minute everybody collectively says, we would rather do nothing than do this, and if we do nothing, then there's an opportunity for us to fix it. So collectively, hell no, we won't go. That's the only way. But if you guys keep being involved in the charade, you keep giving your consent to be deceived, and the deception will become bigger and bigger and bigger and harder to see through. That's the actual outcome for humanity, not the near future. So we're not talking about a possibility. That is what will happen. The man is come to destroy. That is his job. That is his purpose, and he will do it. Not just him and his kind, him and his brothers and sistren, him and his kin. For those who have an ear, let them hear. You are not fighting against a government. You are not fighting against a person. You are fighting against a bloodline. my dears. Oh boy. Current actions. Six of Cups in reverse. I am preaching out of my clothes this evening. Somebody help me. Y'all got me preaching out of my clothes. Y'all ever seen a priestess, an oracle, a goddess shake her chi-chis while she in the middle of preaching a word? That ain't to seduce you. I'm flexing my power. Yes. I don't even want you. I just want you to know it's all there. Preaching out my clothes. And I'm going to just let it ride. Because I'm kind of feeling this. I'm kind of turning myself. Anyways, told y'all about my hormones. Six of Cups in reverse. Don't get distracted now. Don't get distracted from the message. This is what I've been saying. For those who have an ear, let him hear. There are 10 black birds on this card. I am a black dove. Oracle, high priestess, daughter of the divine mother in all her glory. You're hearing a message, but you're not hearing all of it. That means it's on you to be like the Page of Swords, who is a seeker. And the information is actually told in more details, but you gotta be a busset, baby. Because we lamb. We lamb chops around here. The rest of y'all just chops. You guys are not getting everything that you need in order to grow and evolve as humans. Humanity is unevolved by design. But the good book of Revelation speaks of a day when there would be someone worthy to take the book, unlock the seals. That means interpret the prophecies accurately in a way that you've never heard, in a way that if you heard it, you wouldn't be able to live the same. How many of my busted babies in here that know and that are wise can ever unknow and unlearn what the fuck you guys have seen, not heard, but seen for yourselves, because we study together. I don't read, I don't preach. We study together, do we not? How many of you here in the chat, be a testimony, be a disciple? Because I told y'all that's what we were. And I showed y'all where in the prophecies it said that. Be a disciple. Show the people, remind the people. And if I'm lying, say, nah, she be tripping. I've never even heard it interpreted that way until it is. And you can never look at anything the same again. And then when you hear it and you see it, you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Mind blown. Dots connected. Liberation gained. This ain't no flex. This is a testimony. And Angels Milky Way says, and you feel it. You feel the truth. You feel a lot too. That's what studying is. I told y'all, when I go through that, I'm doing it for the first time since the last time I read it with a different interpretation, the same interpretation we all have had. We done cried together, JD. Listen, it ain't for everybody, but everybody ain't a lamb chop. All right. And spirit, that's what that is. Let me see what this lie, this and the outcome. This is a lot of lies. The moon, seven of swords, and the magician in reverse. Those are the three liar and manipulator cards in the entire deck. They are out together as the outcome with temperance in reverse. Whatever they're lying about, it is going to keep you all from evolving per your natural order. They would like to make humans obsolete. If humans evolve, we can't be obsolete. We'd still be beating out their technology. The only way they can rule humanity vis-a-vis their technology is if you become dumber than their technology. But humans are supposed to be continuously evolving. This, with that alchemical symbol in reverse, that reverse triangle, that is you not evolving. And this probably means you're going to be more in your physical nature, disconnected from your spiritual nature, your soul, and your consciousness, because that's getting sucked up through Elon's computers and all of their technologies. TikTok slurped y'all consciousness up through a straw. In 24 hours, I watched it. And I'm not trying to shade you, but if you feel a little way about that, then you need to. If you are one of the number having palpitations because TikTok was leaving, ChatGPT. How many people need AI to help you formulate a thought or a sentence? Best thing TikTok could have ever did for me was permanently ban me when I made an account. And that's all I did was make an account. I'm just saying. That's not very humanly of you because you're dually natured. You have a 3D body and a 3D existence, but you have a soul, a consciousness, and a mind. The same thing angels and deities have. That means you're both. You are neglecting the eternal one right now for this human existence because all you can see is what you can see. If you're more tapped into your spirit, you know how to do woo for yourself, to empower yourself so that you could say, fuck the system. I can stand on my own because Adina can. Not all the way yet. Nobody can, realistically, at least nobody I know. But I'm telling y'all, I live very close to off the grid and off the system. Very much close. Closer to anybody than probably you know. Not dependent on it. Walked away when I was 18 before I signed up for it. So they only got me up until I was old enough to make decisions of my own. It can be done. Problem is, everybody's hopes and fears is the penny. And I don't care if you have $1 million in your bank account, you got a penny. In the grand scheme of things, you got a penny. Hopes and fears, Page of Pentacles, that's where everybody's concerns are. Hopes and fears. For your penny, but your eternal soul is way more invaluable. I make money out of 3D. If I want to make money tomorrow, I know how to do it without doing manual labor. I know how to do it with my other nature. hmm I sure do. I do. I sure do. So this, neglecting your real wealth for something that you can't even take with you, your little penny, and whatever they give you, you're entitled as a human being to the abundance of the earth because God said so. As a human being, we have human rights and entitlements, and that is to the earth and its abundance. I won't say that last thing. Now, who is this woo lady here? Who is this oracle? Who is this high priestess? Who is that? Oh. Last but not least, humanity will bow down. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. And that's not to a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair on this horse here. That isn't. It's her. The mystery, the silence, the darkness, the ever moving, the ever powerful, the creator and the destroyer, the silent and soft and receptive side of the creative force, which gave birth to all creation in her waters, in her womb. Only when man was created and earth was created was there a separation between the waters. In her womb, there is a mass, and water is all around it. Just as we come into being, if our mother does not choose to allow us to travel through her vaginal portal, we will not see life. She has the power of life and death. She determines who is born and who is sent back to the spirit realm. The man contributes. She determines who comes into fruition and who remains in the spiritual realm, not able to live its life. She created the earth in her likeness, fertile, dependable, solid, loyal, beautiful, abundant. And we will bow at her feet. Because when we die, death in all her glory swallows us up back into a womb where we are born again until we evolve out of this cycle and return back to our source. But we got to evolve out of this. How are we going to do that? When we don't go through God first. You got to go through God. You got to go through the mother. How else can one achieve any type of new life if not born from the womb of their mother? Humanity is going to have to return to its mother in all her dark, mysterious, powerful, empathetic, understanding, protective, fierce glory. That is the message for humanity. Let me clarify that. is so much more better than SZA, than Nicki, TDE, EDT, ADP, EKG, ET, ICDC. Oh, from the temples of the Divine Mother will come an oracle. A woo lady, probably. Doing the work of death. Showing the people, preparing the people for what their true purpose is, and that's to return back to the divine so you can be judged and then sent to wherever you're going to go after your judgment. Will it be back into this earth circle? Will you die, be judged, and find yourself back in another womb because you didn't come to learn a valuable lesson about how to not come back into another womb? Or will you become wise, have ears, and hear? Go seeking for the wisdom that's openly available to you, and then find out how to evolve into something better, something wiser, something more knowledgeable, something more purposeful. For those who have ears, let them hear. Before I close, this is the story of Jesus in reverse that's challenging humanity. This is in the challenging position because it's challenging humanity. Why? Why is waiting for this man on a white horse to come blow a trumpet in the sky and carry you home? Why is that reversed in the challenging position? Those who have an ear will, angels Milky Way. Those who don't won't. The truth will be the truth and it will exist with or without. But we is the lamb. We is the lamb chops play along. Clarify the Six of Wands in reverse as a challenge. Why is that a challenge to humanity? To the people of the world. Ah, the deception. I'm not laughing with you guys. This is me as an oracle laughing at you guys. And to be honest, I don't have many things that I get to enjoy in life. So let me have mine. They're all going to laugh at you. Sure will. Because I'm a lamb. So I had pity for humanity last week, but then something snapped. Probably that ceremony I did on myself. And then I just thought everything was funny. Everything is just hilarious, isn't it? The hilarity of it all. I mean, it just goes on and on, my friend. Angel, listen, don't hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Ain't that somebody's song? Hype me up. That's what y'all be doing to me. Hyping me up. And I gotta finish this. Why is this man on a white horse, not on a white horse, a challenge to humanity? Because it's in reverse. Let us see together. Maybe because the Divine Mother is your savior and she's already given everything you guys need, including signs and prophecies that will tell you You guys are waiting for a man on a horse? When the Empress shows up, the Empress, oh, I know the toxic masculine men gonna hate this. It ain't how you think though, because it's a lot of toxic bitches gonna hate this too. And I say bitches all disrespectfully. If it sounded mean and harsh, bitch, I meant it that way. My spirit said the separating has almost commenced. So, F the other side. You got yours. You chose yours. Your ears heard. You had the wisdom. So, it's like everybody's like, oh my God, Jesus. And then it's like, Empress. It's like, oh, the disciples, Mark, Luke, Matthew, John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Schmidt. And it's their names were Black Dove singing in the dead of night. Their names were Sybil. Their names were Agrippa. Their names were Delphi. Their names were Mamiwata. Their names was Adina in more modern recent times. And they had priests who defended the temple of the Divine Mother unto the death. Because that's what a man, they believed, was supposed to do, is protect the woman, because she is the walking incarnate example of God and his creative force and its creative force. She's got to be protected at all costs. So do her priestesses. So do her oracles that have the God's ear. The God speak directly to the woman. To the man too. But they understood that they were dealing with the Divine Mother. How could we cut her out all these years? Our Father which art in heaven. As if you don't need a man and a woman to create something. As if the man contributes, but the mother decides. The mother decides. The power of life and death is in her decision. But our Father, where he come from? How he get there? Jesus, I give you my life. I dedicate my life to you, Jesus. Forgive me of my sins. What about her? We live in earth, and earth is a feminine element. We can't even disrespect the house we can't even respect the house we lay in. It's like a man said one time, what do you bring to the table? I said, well, I'm the house. You're supposed to bring the table. I'm the house. It's just, that's what's behind the man riding on the horse, on the white horse, supposed to crack the sky. There's an empress instead. Long forgotten about, lied on, betrayed, stolen from, forgotten. And we've all suffered because of it. Because of one bloodline, the difference between a Cain and an Abel. Paternity, probably. I'll share this with you, public. This is something that only my members know, unless you studied in an esoteric circle, and maybe they might not even be able to ride that bitch like I can. But let me tell you a little story about the beginning of time. This is a story that my members know about a man and a woman named Adam and Eve. Picture this. They're in a garden. One day, Eve is just strolling the garden looking fine as ever. And a man shows up. A man she's never seen before. He doesn't look like Adam. In fact, he's taller. He's bigger. His eyes are blue. His hair is blonde. His skin is pale. His thing, though, doesn't look like Adam's. It's bigger. But this is taking place after the war in heaven. Lucifer has already been sent to earth, him and his homies, because they were lusting. They were lusting after human women, Eve and her sisters, because there were more and more and more of them. Genesis only gives you a generalization. They leave out a lot of the story and a lot of the time in between the Genesis books. Nevertheless, that's for my members. Anyways. So a serpent, so they say, serpent bloodline, serpent seed, demon seed, fallen angel, looked like man, especially once it lost its abilities to enter back into heaven. So of course, it's going to look like the man that it's judged to live with. But it's a serpent seed. It's a serpent bloodline. But Eve didn't know that. Eve thought it was just a man. So the serpent man, who looks just like a man, it's just he's a different color. He shines like snow. I've never seen someone so beautifully pale before. But what is this? Do my eyes deceive me? Even his member seems to be that of a god. And Eve start drooling. They say it was an apple. And so that serpent demon Nephilim who got kicked out of heaven said, hey, leaned up against that tree, took a mango off of it, bit it, juice dripping all down his face, and he licking it like LL Cool J. And Eve sitting there fanning herself with a leaf fan. What is this feeling I'm feeling? What is this sensation upon me? And he said, hey, you see this? Let me enter you with it. And Eve said, oh, but God said, I was only able to let the man of my kind eat of it. Enter me. Mind you, you can only eat of this fruit, meaning you can only fuck your own species. Because God knew that there were other types of being on the earth at that time. So the rule was human women cannot fuck any other species on earth lest you give birth to something outside of what I ordained. You're going to create something that I said no. Hold on, you guys. I got to plug up my charger so I could deliver this word. So that was you can only eat of this tree, meaning you can only fuck the man that I created with you because you're both humans. So no. So that Nephilim said, hey, Eve. Hey, I know that big God said you can't, do the dance with me, but doesn't my member look bigger than his? And Eve was like, well, yes, it does. And he said, uh-huh. Don't my pectoralis majors jump at will more than his? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she said, oh, why, they do. I think they do. And he said, and what about my big old watermelons and the banana that swings from it? Are these not the biggest melons in Plantano? You never did see them? And she said, oh, take me now. See, y'all ain't never heard shit like this before. You ain't never heard it like this, but did I lie? So, Lucifer, or one of his kind, that got kicked out of heaven with Lucifer for lusting after the human women. He went into her. He took her down. She took him down. He took her down. The down was done. The done was down. And the took was took. Now, they don't tell you about the time that went by in between this and her coming up to Adam. There was some time that went by. Eve started noticing that she was sick. She ain't never been sick before. Thought it was something in the garden that wasn't properly ripe before she picked it and ate it. Thought maybe the lentil soup that she cooked wasn't done all the way. Might have let it sit out overnight and Adam ain't put it up in the ice and the snowpack like she told him to, so it might have soured. But for a few weeks, I've been tasting iron in my mouth. I've been sick to my stomach. My hind parts are getting larger. My womanly part, my Adam feeders, because at the time, she ain't never been, she ain't know no better. My Adam feeders, you know what I'm saying, they all big and tender. She said, oh, I know what this means. Let me go and feed Adam the fruit. Meaning, let me go fuck my husband because I just fucked up. That's why they were ashamed. Adam was ashamed because her walls wasn't the same size as the last time he was there. Because that fallen angel hadn't ran up in there with that angel wood and stretched her out. So he was ashamed because he's been like, now who been up in my bitch? Which one of the other shepherds of the garden didn't ran up in Eve? Ain't none of them big enough. I got the biggest one out here, so I know. And Eve was ashamed because she knew she was trying to trick Adam into thinking he was the baby daddy. And so you get Cain and Abel, because Cain was a Nephilim baby. That was a fallen angel baby. Abel was Adam's. God accepted Abel because Abel was made of two like kinds, per the way God wanted things to be made. A man and a woman, they have a baby. But a woman and one of my angels that I stripped of their divinity and cursed to live on the earth with you, they still don't have the same DNA as you. And so their offspring does not have the same DNA as most other human beings do. Now, y'all can do the math on your own. I spelled it out in my members lot, but you can do the math on your own. That is what happened, and that is Cain's beef with Abel, and knowing that God was able to accept Abel. Now, Cain, up until that point, was innocent. He can't control the fact that his daddy is a demon dick, and his mother is a harlot and a rebel and disobedient Lily. But all Cain understands is all I'm doing is out here living my life, trying to get God to be all right with me. But all he care about is Abel, black ass. Why you don't care about me? But God said, bruh, you not something that I created. Your father is actually somebody that I kicked out of my domain, punished, stripped for all eternity. And they only created you out of rebellion so that they can go to war with my seed, my original humans. Now, you guys can figure out for yourself throughout history what different people groups have historically always. One has been trying to smite the other one when the other one has just been minding their business. You can deduce for that for yourself. Most of it is learned behavior, but anyways. All humanity has suffered because we've been waiting on a man on a white horse to do something that no man has the ability to do. And you guys have not gotten the real, you guys haven't gotten the facts. You guys have been getting a fairy tale, and that's why what you've been looking for has not happened yet. The truth is on my membership live. I shall not give it away for free. It comes with the cost, because in this day and age, my spirits told me the seals are not for the age of grace. It is for the age of those who have ears to hear. Let them hear. Any questions, concerns, or comments? I can hear some of you like, I knew that shit ain't make sense. I knew the story ain't make sense. I hear some of y'all. I knew that story ain't make sense. Now it makes sense, ain't it? Allegories and parables. The initiated speak in parables, and they give message in parables so that those who have ears can hear. And we're not talking about these. Wisdom ain't meant for everybody. So it'll call out, it'll present itself, it'll dog whistle. You got to be in tune for wisdom. It's not loud. It's not broadcast in the media, especially not social media. You got to find it if you go looking for it, or if it pops up on your algorithm if you get lucky. And then when you do and you hear it, don't be so quick to dismiss it when you feel that little inkling that something they said might be right, even if it sounds crazy. Questions, concerns, comments? This was fun, right? This was fun. This was better than any of that shit celebrities got on, because this is relevant to your ass and them. But shit, they chose their side. Most of them are lost. Most of those celebrities are lost. I would have loved, after SZA said that 7 is her favorite number, I would have loved to tell her what's in store for her for the next 7 years while Uranus is in Gemini. Not failure, change, lessons. And then she conjured them up for herself because she made a song about how much she loves Saturn. Saturn don't love nobody. Let me tell you that. You want love? You want an energy, a planetary energy, a deity to love you? Out of the 7, try Venus sometimes on Fridays. Only on Fridays. Other than that, Venus ain't that nice either. She about a business. That's the woo lady. She disseminates magic and spirituality, love and war. Try Venus on a Friday if you want to feel lovey-dovey. Jupiter. Jupiter on a Sunday, he'll hug you. Big jolly old fella. Mercury. Mercury will play around with you. Might tell a joke, might tell a lie. But it's going to tell the truth during retrograde. Not even Pisces. Not even Neptune. Neptune going to deceive you. So this 7-year transit in Saturn says a girl, life's better in Saturn. See what I didn't get to tell y'all because I didn't want to entertain the stands. Y'all was too riled up, polarized last week. But let me tell y'all the truth, a spiritual message that I have seen. It's not real truth. It's based on my interpretation, my expertise as a spiritualist. SZA is an industry girl. This isn't about my personal preference in her. SZA is an industry girl. She's stamped and approved by the industry. Therefore, she will sometimes push agendas, even if she doesn't think she is. In my opinion, SZA is a very new age spiritual girly, and that is an agenda. Because there is an everlasting gospel, so we don't need a new age or a new testimony when there is a such thing as the everlasting gospel. Kind of contradicts the need for a New Testament or a new age, right? So anything new age, I'd be like, that shit is cute. It's for Etsy and TikTok though. SZA gives me new age spiritual girly, singing bowls and fairies, and everything is Mercury retrograde. Don't know anything else about any other planet or transit, aspect, or anything else. Just Mercury retrograde. Because that's easy. Mercury is the fastest moving planet. So it's going to go retrograde the most. That's easy stuff. When I first heard her song saying life's better on Saturn, I said, oh, I see. I see what's going on here. The people are going to eat that up. The people are going to eat it up and not know that as they sing it and listen to it, they are telling their spirit life is better within the realm of time and restriction. Saturn is the last planet before the soul evolves out into the ethers. It's the final boss, which is why it's so strict, disciplinarian, and restrictive, because it does not care about how you feel. It's here to cement your evolution and make sure that you don't get out of the earth realm or out of reincarnation until you learn the lessons. Saturn is the teacher, Father Time, disciplinarian. It's represented by the black cube. I'm not here to entertain you, Carlos. Not today. And if it's boring, that means you're a tear. This is for wheat. Goodbye. It's boring because your mind can't comprehend anything out of gossip and entertainment, folly. And that's why I did this live, because I wanted to shake up the energy here. I feel like people were getting comfortable, like this is a blog site. So I had to, let's get a message for us, for our greater good as a humanity, because I can do that. I can read celebrities. I can read the heavens and the underworld. I can absolutely do that. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying, but that means enough is enough. Once people come in here call me boring right when I'm in the middle of channeling, then that's my cue that I've given enough for free. Because whatever you guys value, you'll pay for. And if it means that, if you believe it that much, we'll see. And this ain't for me to make money. My busted babies understand why I operate that way, but even that is scripture. Saturn is, yes, Saturn the disciplinarian. It's a cube, so it does not restrict. Oh no, April, Just the Dawn isn't April, can you unhide Just the Dawn? That's a busted baby. Thank you. Okay. Just the Dawn, that was a mistake. April is the sharpshooter. Now, JD is the one that usually don't entertain y'all, but actually, April would be the one who would mod my mods if she needs to. She just sit back in the cut and she watch everybody. Because April is an Aries and she don't be with shit. She just not that friendly like that. She don't be liking people. I'm surprised she like me. And she'll be ready to fight. She'll just be ready to fight. So April is like the sleeper cell. So if she out here just blocking people, it's because April, she don't have no chill. She just sees something and she gonna shoot first. And then I'm gonna have to be like, wait, I gotta bring them back to life. That was a friend. I got to resuscitate somebody. But you gotta keep somebody like that on your team. Somebody that's just gonna shoot first. JD might try to, she gonna let you get one in just to peep you out first. April, shoot first and let Dina bring you back if she wants. And she be off in the cut. So anyways, she was quick with that one. It's a cube. Saturn is the disciplinarian. Saturn is, it rules karma, it rules time, it rules structure, boundaries, restriction. Saturn's concern is making sure that we do what we came here to do. That's not party. That's not fuck off. That's not have fun. That's not fall in love, get married, have babies, and then have the American dream. It is to learn the soul's lesson. We come from a source, and the source has intended for us to come back. Should we evolve back? Not everybody will, and it will do away with those who don't. But there is no point in time where our only point is to just sit here and relax. Saturn makes sure that we know that, which is why it's a disciplinarian, because we can end up having fun and fucking off and forgetting that life isn't a game. So shit happens to bring us back into the reality of life. Saturn is a cube, so it keeps us here until we get the keys to get out. Saturn comes with keys. It will keep you in there. And it's an iron. The black cube, it's black because it's supposed to be iron. Think Mecca. You can't get out of this earth realm unless you have the keys and are able to unlock Saturn. Otherwise, it keeps you in here. It keeps you in earth. It keeps you restricted. It keeps you in your physical body. It keeps you subject to hierarchies and authorities. So when someone says life's better on Saturn, but the human's purpose is to evolve, is to learn the lessons that our soul is supposed to learn, that is the keys. And then we unlock Saturn and evolve out. When anybody says it's better on Saturn, they are trying to lull you into complacency here in this world. And for somebody like a celebrity who has money, 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 and think that's going to be the key to their soul evolving out, then for them, they would think life is better on Saturn, especially if you're in New Age religion or spirituality where everything goes and all you have to do is go with the flow and manifest. Okay. I don't know what a destiny matrix is, but I do believe in fate. So that's actually how I really think about Saturn. I mean, SZA, outside of me reading her when I read her for the situation she was in, I didn't read her. But if I did, that's what I would have spoken about. Her song about life being better on Saturn. That is not something that we should be receiving into our consciousness, because life is not better on Saturn. Saturn is here to teach you, and it's here to give you very hard lessons. Saturn reminds you that life is hard so that you don't want to continue coming back here. You have a soul, and that is eternal, not your flesh. No matter how many times you reincarnate, that's a punishment, kind of. And not a punishment for all, but it's a skip step. It's almost saying you keep not learning this lesson. Think about how free you would feel never having to be confined to earth unless you want to come back. Think about being the type of spirit or deity that can exist in any or in multiple other universes. And if you want to come back to earth to eat a mango, then you can do that. But you don't have to be stuck here because you've learned all the soul's lessons that gave you the keys. So you can use them to open and go in and go out at will. Life's better on Saturn means you're in a cube. You're not learning anything and you're not going anywhere. Nothing new comes in, nothing old gets out. But life's better on Saturn. As someone who is wise in esoteric matters, most people will think it's just a song. I don't. And if she wrote it, I think she's confused. She's misinformed about Saturn, because Saturn also grants rewards, but that's why it's karma. You reap what you sow. So if you reap good, you sow good. But if a celebrity is being given all kinds of the world's wealth for actually deceiving people, then you're going to think life's better on Saturn, because you're going to think that you're reaping rewards when all you're doing is being paid off. But hey, fairies, right? Fairies and freckles. My mind works too sharp for me to be a fan or a stand of anybody. I see things about themselves that maybe they don't even see. Maybe her intentions are really good and she thinks life's better on Saturn, because in the esoteric circles she run in, they're going to say, oh yes, Saturn, the father of reward, the father of blessing, and da-da-da-da-da. Saturn is the reason why you have all of these, because you've worked hard and you've evolved so high over humanity. So you're rich and famous. Tell them to call me when they want that work. And she gonna be crying, leaving me too, because I'll shatter the illusion of what those Hollywood woo people like to tell you, so that they can tell us that nonsense. But yes, Rosetta, fairies and freckles. And that wasn't even shade. That was just, I don't have no issue with SZA. I find myself singing Snooze so randomly. But what I won't do is sing Life's Better on Saturn. Because, no, I want the keys so I can get about. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. Questions, concerns, comments before I go? It's 9 o'clock. You guys got to get ready for your week, and so do I. I done preached all the way out of my clothes. Lord, that's why they be asking me, do I have an OnlyFans? I done preached out my clothes. But see, when you preaching a good word, you don't even be stopping to check yourself and see if you still cute. You just be preaching. And then when the spirit leave you, then you realize you toe up from the flow up and your wig crooked and your dress falling off and your left shoe off and it's in the audience and somebody waving it saying, yes, Lord. And you trying to figure out, how did my 8.5 get out there? But hallelujah. And see, I don't even lock the doors and demand a tithe. I don't even shake y'all down. I don't even lock the door in here. I don't even force y'all. I don't say please like, share, and subscribe. I don't say please donate. I don't say none of that. I just come as you are, all who are weary and heavy laden. I do the Lord's work, and the Lord sends me the money. So I don't need to say lock the doors and send the plate around. Hallelujah. And the Handara Bishop T.D. Jakes and the Roshandara Shandara Bishop Eddie Long. Yes. We're coming in a Sarah Jakes. Oh, Rohanara Shandara Cora and the baby Jakes. Hallelujah. Oh, he did that time. Kidnap that little baby Roshandara. Bo Roshandara Diddy party. Roshandara said he wouldn't. Yes, Lord. Yee got Oprah and Gail in the pulpit with Tyler Perry and said they wasn't there, but they know they was. Roshandara boy, ain't never seen them in the pulpit before, but Roshandara ha yeah. Oprah said Jesus and played on all y'all tops. Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Krishan said, I'm playing on all the tops of the saints. And I done came in here and gave y'all a word without the freak off, without the oil, and without Blueface. Come on now, Roshandara Haboyo Sandara Tiri. Y'all should have paid me instead of them. Yes, God. Come on, saints. Y'all better join me speaking in tongues and renouncing and denouncing the strongholds, the powers of darkness and dominion. Yes. Because they be in the pulpits. They be in the pulpits with the saints just lying and doing PR statements in front of y'all, knowing that the saints is going to forgive and eat that shit up. They're going to be so obtuse. Oh, the saints in the church running at 100 autism shibo. Yes, the saints in the pulpits and the autism. Yes, cognizant dissonance. Yes, Munchausen syndrome. Hallelujah to the belief in the lies and fallacies. Yes. Bishop T.D. Jakes opened up his pulpit of power for Okra, for Tyler, for their rehabilitation of the image. Come on, saints. I said, let me get my bra, my sports bra. It's clean. He opened up his pulpit of power for the PR and the habilitation of the tarnished image. I said the baby oil was seeped. The image was seeped. Their image was swallowed in baby oil. I said their images were shiny because it had the baby oil in it. I told y'all TD Jakes was gonna say he was just delivering the prayer. I told y'all last year TD Jakes was gonna say that he was just doing the benediction at the freak off. Didn't I tell you, saints? I told you last year that T.D. Jakes was gonna say he was just praying over the food. He was just praying over the bodies. He was just praying over the weed. He was laying hands on the bitches. He was delivering the bitches. He was bringing salvation to the gay men's, the escorts and the bitches. He was laying hands on them. I told y'all he was gonna say it. I told y'all he was gonna lie. And that's what he did. Good Lord, that's what he did. And then he brought his lying ass friends. I know somebody in here better shout. I know y'all better be in here shouting glory. He opened up his whole pulpit of gullible, good God-fearing, but gullible saints to rehabilitate, to lie, to pacify, to dignify they images. I bet the PR firm was in the back eating the communion crackers and drinking a real wine in the pastor's office, rocking one of Cora's little baby dolls, one of her little fake babies, babysitting one of Cora's little fake babies in the back office. While Okra and T.D. Jakes and Tyler Perry was using the pulpit of power to lie. I'm done, y'all. I'm just saying. If Ty's gonna be paid, then shout and swing my way. Because I've been preaching up in here tonight. Word like y'all ain't never heard. Y'all, pastor, y'all gonna go to church this Sunday, and he gonna give y'all the story of Adam and Eve. And I tell you me, he gonna tell y'all that it was an apple involved. He ain't gonna know the history. He ain't gonna know that time had passed, millenniums had passed, ages had passed in between some of them Genesis chapters. Ain't gonna tell you that the mark of Cain was the lack of melanin.